Okay, let's see. I'm gonna say a number, and then I want you guys to repeat the number. 4. Sweet. All right, so that's about a 10-second delay, roughly. I can work with that. That works. That's a little easier. As far as the like video quality, I'm not sure if it's just giving me a preview of the stream or if it's giving me a live feed. Are the numbers in the top left-hand corners of each frame like pretty visible, or does it look like turd? Like, cause on my preview they're all pretty blurry. So they're not blurry or they are blurry. They can be read. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's good. Clean. Interesting. All right. Well, fuck it, I guess. All right. So next thing I'm going to test is I need to go. I don't think I can get into my own, like, watch my own stream. I may be able to. Let me open up my phone. So I currently have this set up on my office computer. Oh shit, I can. That's awesome. Um, oh no, I didn't mean it. No, I didn't want to skip live chat. How do I bring it back up? Ah, there we go. Okay, so there's live chat. Uh, can I pause the? Oh, I guess I have to wait for it to start playing before I can pause the video. So I had this set up on my office computer, and obviously everything is in the garage. So the part that's going to be tricky is I'm not sure how far this wireless mic is going to go, or if it's going to go through the walls or not. So I need to get this to hurry up and stop trying to buffer. No connection. Tap to retry. Um, so here, let me ask this: when you guys click on your settings on the video, what resolution is it playing back at? Because on mine it's saying 360. It's not giving me anything higher than that on quality. 720. Hell yeah. All right. That is a lot better than I expected. All right, cool. Well, I'm just gonna leave now that I can see this on my phone. I'm gonna walk into the garage. You guys, I'm just gonna keep talking as I walk, and I want you guys to let me know pretty much when you can't hear me anymore. I think the headset will actually tell me that it's disconnected, but it's starting to fuzz out. Can you hear me? Hi. Hi. You guys probably can't hear me. What? You can. Okay, you can hear me right here. Like right now. Sorry, I'm having to wait. What? Okay, hold on. Let's see if you guys can hear me over here. Not even choppy. Mic check. Mic check. Loud and clear. Holy hell, I cannot believe this is. Okay, how about over here? It's starting to get a little bit of static on my end, but it's not crazy. Mic check over here. Mic check. Sorry, I'm still waiting for it. 10. What? That's bonkers. Oh my god. All right. That's incredible. Not Not much at all, barely noticeable, as in the static, or like you can actually hear me well. Sorry, the latency delay is screwing with me. Oh, okay. All right, so well, I guess there's not really a good way to I'm trying to find like the camera to, I guess I can come over here. I'm gonna leave the chat right there. So welcome to the garage. This is kind of super weird talking to you guys like way up there instead of like at a webcam or something weird. So as you can tell, there's a camera here. There's obviously one over there. There's the not desktop, but work table, like workbench section, and then there's table sections, so larger projects, and there's a workbench section. I don't know if and when I am gonna really get anything super crazy going on, but for right now, this is just kind of like where all of my workspaces are. So, Defresh, the goal for this setup is actually to give you guys more of a. I'm big on interaction, so I've as annoying as it sounds, I really don't want to edit anymore. So a lot of the content that I've created recently has been me trying to get back into the swing of things. So I'm trying to get into uploading and doing the thumbnails and back into the editing, and it's kind of like a muscle memory thing that I've kind of fallen out over the last couple of years. So now that YouTube has gotten a lot more live streaming stuff because all those services have started to take off really well between Twitch and Patreon and all that stuff, I wanted to live stream instead of do, hey guys, check out where I'm at, and then you guys see that 7 days later when I finally get to edit. I think this is a better option for me as a content creator because I get to immediately put it up and you guys get to interact the whole time. And then on top of that, it's also, I think, better for you guys because you guys get more of a long form side of it. I'm not it's kind of does suck because the videos are obviously going to be longer, but on the opposite side, you're not going to have to go through a bunch of jump cuts, or you're not going to have to wait 2 weeks between videos because I have to process the video time in between and get it edited and put it up. So the really cool thing is you guys can see me on 3 separate cameras right now, which I think is bananas. The biggest part being when you get close to your PC in the garage so far, only once so far. Okay, cool. Thank you, Cody. I appreciate that. So this space right here in the middle, I really want to do some car stuff. So I put up on Instagram previously. I guess you guys can't see me from that one because it's mostly on the table. I put up. I'm gonna have to put like X's on the floor or something like that so I know where to stand. I put an Instagram post up about building a wing for the wagon, and that's a thing. Like, I'm going to be doing that. But I've got 2 hiccups. One being it's going to take a lot of time. And in order to film and capture that whole process, it would take double the time. And I really don't want to do that. So this was the solution. When I'm working on it, it will be live and you guys will see me working on it. Like, it will be here, and hopefully I will have it set up to where I can have some admins or something like that with me that can, talk back and forth, can relay questions to me, because obviously, like, right now when I'm like looking at the camera, I don't have a chat pulled up in front of me. So getting questions read off would be phenomenal, and that's kind of a big part of what I wanted to do with this, on top of being able to have instant video uploads. Like, this is immediate. I wanted the interaction between you guys and what I'm doing, instead of just being like, here's what I did, I hope you guys like it, put a comment below. Like, I hate that whole thing. If YouTube was back the way it used to be, which was like a video send and receive answer, like, conversation thing, that would be cool. But it's not anymore. Comment sections are pretty much for fucking trolls. So this is the setup. The first thing, obviously, I'll end up probably doing is fucking around with some small stuff where where the table is and the bench is. I'm not too sure about what's going to be first. I've got my little RC car that was pulled up in here, but I don't really have anything to do to it right now. It's actually kind of set and sweet. And I'm not at a stage with the wagon yet to actually build anything. The first part of the wagon, building that wing, was prototyping. So I wanted to be able to visually see how big the wing is in reference to the car, because I don't have a 3D model of the car, which kind of sucks. And I wish I could get one, but there's a whole this model type doesn't fit in this program to do this kind of design work, kind of a wrong plug in the wrong hole. So without paying a lot of money to get a model, it was kind of better for me to use cardboard and razor blades and tape. So this section in here will pretty much just be for when the car is pulled in. When we or I, whoever helps me in the long run, this will be the space that we actually work on stuff. So unfortunately, there's not like a good close-up thing that I can do. I think the only one that I could do is that camera over there if I kind of angled it further in. But these are 720p cameras. And unfortunately, I think the 720p zoomed in is probably not going to look too well. 720p is kind of okay for what this is, where you've got 4 cameras in a row, but not when it's full screened. And I'm sure most of you are probably looking at something that's got a higher definition. That being said, the one question I do have is, how is the video playback to you guys? Is it pretty smooth? Am I choppy? Like, how are we looking? Because I'm using OBS to get this stream set up to YouTube, and all of this is inside my own network. Everything is wired currently except for this and then my phone. But I'm hoping that the actual video feed is pretty good. Otherwise, it kind of sucks. Looks like you're in 22 frames per second. That's unfortunate. 22 frames is bananas. Oh, in the camera settings. Let me. I don't know if that might be correct. Let me go check the camera settings. I still think it's insane that this is working all the way out in the garage. That is bananas. Red one. What's up, man? Oh no, I don't want to disconnect. This is me attempting to run some 4-angle live stream shit, and hoping that it works. Well, yeah. I'm just gonna say K. It is. I mean, it's definitely a security system. But when I look at this live through my system, not through the YouTube setup, but just using the Smart Viewer program, which is what this is. Coin. Thank you. I will let Coin. It's almost live. It is. The frame rate's really good. I think it's just a matter of that I'm streaming a frame rate from my PC to YouTube, and I think I'm losing something there. Because my stream bitrate is 10,000. I mean, it's 10 meg, so I don't think it's that bad. I would imagine it's probably working pretty well, but it could just be that there's the stream latency maybe is a part of it. There's actually settings in here in the live stream setup for normal latency, low latency, and ultra low latency. And I have gig speed internet, so I might end up switching to ultra low and just kind of seeing how it does. Let's see. I still cannot believe I actually can get this chat on my phone too. That's so awesome. Well, I don't really. I'm trying to think. I'll have to play with OBS a little bit more, but I think I can probably put up some sort of extra bit, to that in that black screen to the right, Because right now I'm using this as a just a setup. Remember from Port Daniels? Yeah, I would be willing to bet that it is. That's the part that I was kind of like, I don't know how this is gonna work, but I think it'll work. I think it'll be good. Obviously, you guys will have a way to, you can just watch each individual corner. I was trying to see if there's a way that I could set it up so that it would auto cycle, but I don't have a good way to get it auto cycles between them. So like, watch this. Like if I do this right here, maybe not. I guess not. I guess it doesn't want to do that. Why doesn't it want to sequence? So I can turn those off. I don't want to delete the tiles. Maybe because I need to do that and then sequence. There it goes. So I can full screen just a single cam and it'll step through them every couple of seconds. But I feel like that's going to take away from the overall setup. Oh wait, do I actually have to step through them too? I knew it was set up originally. Now it won't even let me. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so 4. I'm trying to see if there's like, if I can change settings right here. If it's gonna let me. I'm also kind of bummed that now it doesn't want to show me the other 4. That's annoying. Delete all the tiles. Coin. That's something I think I can do with OBS. Is I can put the live chat over there on that black side, that black strip. But I'm not too sure. Dang, why aren't you working anymore? Oh, there we go. Okay. I was about to say, it might be kind of redundant because if you're watching it live, which is what most people I hope will be doing, you'll type in the side chat and then you'll see it come up in the video, which I think would be kind of annoying. But I guess some people do that for like Twitch stream stuff. I don't know. I've always kind of liked the fact that YouTube keeps it out of the video stream, but I don't know if most people are using this the way I am. Not that this is an original idea. I'd be willing to bet that there's probably somebody out there doing this. Alright, so let's see if I can actually do something cool. Let me walk back out there again. I still am stoked that this is actually going through my walls. Well, I guess I could just use this as a live way to update you guys on stuff. Excuse the stacks of baby clothes and boxes. This is all stuff that we have to get donated once we get the chance for all of Emma's old baby clothes and toys and stuff like that. We've already taken a bunch already, and this is what's left over from storage and moving and all that stuff. I think you guys over there should be able to see it, but I actually have I got a big ass green couch over here. Is that even? See, I can't. This is killing me not being able to see it. Oh, I'm so forgot. I can actually switch over. That's amazing. Oh god, I forgot. So the way, see, I can actually even see myself now. So if you guys look in the top left hand corner on where the actual workbench is that's against the wall, I pivoted out of frame, so you probably won't see it anymore, but I actually have the computer monitor for the PC that's in here right there below that camera. That's also where the security system is plugged into that monitor. So I just turn to different input and I can see my own shit right there, which makes it wonderful. But yeah, I've got a big ass screen couch. That's actually a couch from my grandparents I got when I was in college, and I'm pretty sure that couch is older than me, and it's the best thing on the fucking planet. But I've got some door cards and stuff that are sitting over there for the wagon eventually. um, something you could get to boost mic range. I don't know if I can boost mic range. I really think it is just a matter of the fact that the receiver is so far away. I mean, from where I'm standing to the receiver is probably like 35 feet, and it's going through an entire, wall. It's going through an interior wall. So it's pretty good that it's gotten in this far. So the whole reason why I am doing it this whole ghetto setup, I have to order a switch hub because the only live cable jack in the house is up in the master bedroom. So that's where the actual internet comes in. I've got two hard lines running that I've had to wire in. I've run one through our bathroom into the attic into the garage for this PC. I ran one down the stairs to a switch so that the Xbox could have a wired internet. And then I ran a wire from there to the fucking squirrels to the home, or not home, but my office PC. So that's all hardwired. This one in here isn't, unfortunately. This one's still, yeah, I've got a little USB wireless dongle, and they're not that fast. It's actually supposed to be for my Raspberry Pi. And then what originally was the hard line that was supposed to go to this PC is actually plugged into the surveillance system for it all to work. So that's part of it. What's up, Derek? This boy. So camera. I can see it over there, which is awesome. I'm gonna have to like paint like X's. Just stand here. God, I wish you guys could see how awesome it is over there, because it really does look great. And I love how, just like you're saying, I'm on 4 different screens, which is kind of unnerving and weird. What else? This table here is actually movable. It's on rollers, on casters. So in the event that I need the entire car in here to do some dumb stuff like wide body, I'm gonna wheel this table out to bring the whole car in, or move it around, but depending on whatever I need. There's this side of the table is a doorway that leads to our hot water heater, and then some like storage closet stuff. So I couldn't really block that. I wanted to put it up against that wall, but I didn't want to block that doorway for access and everything. So I kind of have it stuck in the middle. The bike is kind of stuck where it is, unfortunately. I've got some mobile dolly trays underneath that I'll build one of them and put it on it so I can kind of slide it up against a wall somewhere. But like I said, we still have to get some of this shit out. I've got some stuff here I need to get sorted where it needs to be piled up somewhere else or something. I don't know. I have so little space in here, so it's kind of like and it doesn't help that I have a giant refrigerator that only keeps like sodas cold. It's just my fault, I guess. I could probably use a smaller fridge. That might help with some storage. Let's see. What else? What else? Car stuff, motorcycle stuff eventually. So I don't know if you guys had seen the video, but I wanted something other than like working. God damn, I'm serious. All right, I'm just gonna fucking do it now. This exhaust pipe squared away. Fuck you, Derek. No, unfortunately. Well, I guess I'll bring that up. Let me see if I can put this somewhere where it's visible. It's probably going to be easier to put it against that camera I've been looking at a minute ago. So this is Ruth in her latest form, I guess. I think that's a good way. Let me make sure this is a right angle. I'm still trying to get my. All right, cool. That works. Ruth has gone through a bunch of dumb shit since working at Bedlam, and the latest is, I guess we'll just go through it. CBR 600R front fender, Ducati Monster radiator, aluminum tubing as clip-ons with Chinese clip-on mounts, MGO headlight bucket, which is hilariously stupid. I've got a quarter-turn throttle now. The 2009 motor and the 05 frame, pod air filters, a 2005 636? No. Yeah. I think that was 05. Subframe that's been chopped and flipped. Straight headers now, unfortunately. SB650 rear shock. And the Dan Moto pipes were actually supposed to be for a Z1000. I've got BMX ODI long neck grips, which are meant for bicycles, but they're amazing. If you guys have a motorcycle and want really, really, really awesome grips that will last you forever, get ODI long necks. I think they're $12 a pair. Get ODI long necks and get a small can of brake clean from an auto parts store. A little bit of brake clean on the inside and slide it on real quick. I will never use anything else again. So I went on a ride this last weekend, and yet again that goes back to something like I wanted to record that, but I don't, because I don't want to have to go back and edit 500 miles worth of footage, not to mention carry batteries and keep up with it and have the archive of the footage. I've gotten to be really lazy in the last couple of years. So this is what has sparked this whole thing. So did a ride this last weekend, Saturday, with the Let's Ride Atlanta guys that I have been riding with since 2014. Back then it was a little bit more often, obviously, than now, seeing as I had only ridden with like 3 of them in the last 2 years. And we met in Dallas, Georgia, and we rode up through some crazy northern part of Alabama to a barbecue joint, which was awesome. Moe's in Guntherville. I think there's actually one in Atlanta too. Ate there for lunch, rode a couple other small spots, and then we rode back to I-75 in North Georgia, and then from there we all kind of like spiderwebbed out. I rode non-highway there because I wasn't sure if if Ruth was going to make it, because about a third of the way through the throttle it's kind of flat spotted because I still have to do some more carb tuning. So I didn't want to take any highway. So I get there, it was 71 miles. It took me an hour and 45 minutes, hour and 50 minutes or so on surface streets. It was not a bad ride, but I was doing it at 6 a.m., so that kind of sucked. Got to the gas station. We then rode around 300-ish miles, 350-ish miles. Like I said, Alabama, Northern Georgia, the whole thing, it was nuts. At one point, we were like, oh, we could probably just go to Tennessee. I mean, but I was not. I was already beat up by then. I said bye to everybody right off 75, got on 75, and about 20 minutes into my hour-and-a-half ride home, 2-hour ride home, because it was 101 miles from there, the right exhaust fell off, and not like fell off into like just skipped along the side of the road. It actually broke at the header down here. There's supposed to be another about 6 inches of header pipe down here that it was slid onto. Well, it broke about halfway through that and was dragging along the ground like this, like it was hitting the ground this way. I heard it or felt something, and looked down, and it was sparking all over the road. I'm sure the people behind me were losing their shit because I was the only bike that was there. Everybody else had kind of stayed back or had already gone. So I pull over and I stand there, and I kind of looked at it, and it was just hanging because the bolt was still in place. It was keeping it there. And it's hot as hell, the pipe was, and I was like, I'm just gonna leave it. I can't do anything else with it. So I had my tools with me. I took it off and kind of let it drop and kind of moved it to the side and sat there and like stared at it like, I really don't want to leave this. I should take this with me, but it was burning hot and there's no way I was going to be able to hold it. Like, I couldn't put it anywhere. I could have hung it back up, but the only things I had were zip ties and it would have melted through them. So somewhere on the side of I-75 South, north of Atlanta, there near Cartersville, you will probably find my piece of shit Danmoto twin cut exhaust. And if any of you live in Atlanta and you want to go see if you can find that, good luck. Goose chase? Wild goose chase. That's what I'm looking for. So then I rode home, obviously just like this, without it. So I'm going to be taking off the other one and sourcing a new used set of header pipes so that I can figure out some other way to do an exhaust. It was kind of a blessing in disguise because this thing was really loud, like obnoxiously loud, even for me, it being obnoxious. So it's kind of good. Get rid of it. Maybe I'll get just a full stock system again, and hopefully this bike will actually run right instead of me fucking with it the whole time. But it ran excellent. The whole trip there, it kept up, no issues. I think at one point we were driving down the highway, or like a back street highway, like an Alabama state highway, not like a interstate, and blasting down this hill, straight ass road. And I tucked in because this thing has no fairing and it sucks to be on when you're going that fast. And a buddy of mine, Raul, just goes, and that's 105? And I was just like, what? Here I am complaining about trying to not go on the highway, and we're doing 100 miles an hour. So at least it made it back. I got it back in one piece. Left a piece out there, but we'll I guess address that at a different time. Do I need to borrow a 4-barrel coin? I actually used to have a 2-barrel because this is a twin cylinder. A 4-barrel would work, but I don't think it's a tuning. I don't think it's a balance between the two of them. I think it's literally. So I ran pod filters and deleted the airbox, and then also did a freer flowing exhaust. So I did all three parts, which is what you're supposed to do. But I think there's a hiccup in there. I think what I essentially did was a stage 3 kit. But I did it piecemeal on my own just by testing stuff. I didn't buy a kit. I just kind of was buying parts. So in the Dynajet kits that we've installed in the past when I was working for Bedlamworks, like a stage 2 or stage 3 kit, you have to actually drill the slide at some point. And I have not done that. And I'm afraid to do that because I don't know if it needs it. I really need somebody who's smarter than me to do this because it runs. And it got me places this weekend, so that's kind of like I don't really want to fuck with it anymore. But I'm sure I probably will one day. We'll see. Oh yeah, that whole trip was done without a rear brake. There's no rear brake lever right here, like zero. There's nothing. There's no rear brake. There's no master. In my infinite wisdom doing these pipes, I actually cut the bracket that holds it off instead of getting longer bolts and spacing it out. Because I'm an idiot, and I probably shouldn't have done that. But yeah, oh, that hurt. Yeah, look at that. Rear brake line, just fucking chilling here, doing nothing. Other than that, this thing ran fucking excellent for the sake that it did 500 plus miles for straight abuse. Plenty of oil left in it, which is a good sign because I kind of bought this motor like sight unseen. It wasn't run. It was out of a bike when I bought it. He showed me video of it, but obviously you guys can go back and look whenever I bought this and everything. So it has run before, but it hasn't run like that in a really long time. So But yeah, so that's kind of what's been going on with the bike. Oh, I forgot, Tessa's seat is on here. And yes, I still have Tessa. Tessa will be arriving here eventually. I've got to go pick her up from my mom's. That'll probably end up being one of the live projects, is me building the plexiglass box that she will go in. So I'll have to get her, pull her apart, clean her, and then put her back together again, and put her in her. I need to figure out what I want to do. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in the Street Fighter trim, which was this seat, the stub tail, the side fairings that are cut in the front, and then a yellow bucket headlight. Right now she has her full fairing set up there, except for the two pieces of the front fairing that I cut off. I actually have those. They're over there in the box. I'm really surprised they made it this long, because the fact that everything was in storage for like 3 or 4 years. So yeah, that'll probably end up being a project, is doing that. That's kind of a cheap project. That's not really going to cost me any money except for building materials. So I'm going to go back to talking about the car and the wing and everything again. Coin, I'm not going to say that I fell out of LRA, but I just started doing so much other shit, and I wasn't going towards Atlanta as much anymore, so that kind of was the end result. The wagon project, I did the wing. Actually, let me let me go get it. Let me move the bike out of the way. This thing is hilariously huge. It's so dumb, but it's gonna be wonderful because that's the kind of person I am. Like I said before, the whole purpose of doing the wing was so I can get a real life size equivalent, because I don't have a model. And in doing that, I was actually able to try and play with the sizing and shape and everything, because a wing that big is actually going to produce a shitload of drag, and drag is bad when it comes to downforce. You want some. There's an efficiency equivalent or something, some sort of formula where you want to calculate the difference between drag and downforce. I think is how you phrase it. I don't know. Anyways, you don't want a bunch of drag, because drag is what creates downforce. Downforce is actually the inverse of lift. That's an easier way to explain it. This thing is so fucking huge, and it's super flimsy because it's made out of foam board. Bam! Shit, I don't even know if that thing is that in frame? No, it's not in frame. That's how fucking huge it is. Oh, let's go this way. There we go. So, it stands, I think it stands 36 or 34 tall, and then the blade it's kind of ridiculous. Oh shit, you guys can't see. Oh god. Alright, there we go. Alright. So, if I actually made this for real and knew what I was doing, I could actually probably lay on top of this. So, like I said, this was all kind of like prototype, play with it, trying to figure out, fuck, there's so many different, I'm going to have to like mark up the floor everywhere in here so I know where to stand. It was really just to kind of get a reference point of like how big I wanted to make it versus what would look funny and awesome at the same time. So, yeah. There's the wing. It's really fucking big. And I actually can probably just like store this in here. I've had it in the house because I was going to save it for making sure that I could measurements from it, but I've already got all. I can leave it in here because cardboard soaks up moisture. Uno momento. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't realize there was a mouse sitting on the screen. I don't know if you guys see that, but I'm gonna drag that away. Probably don't, but. Coin, thanks. I am excited because this stuff. I'm glad this is working. But unfortunately, I need to blow my nose, aka pick my nose, and I'm not gonna do that on camera. I'll just let you guys hear it. What is it like? AS. How's it? What do you call it? ASMR? Like super high def audio, but no. Whew. That'd be a hell of a live stream for me just to pick my nose on camera, right? Closer to cam 3 or 4, defresh. All right, which one's 3? Which one's 4? Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and do that then. Let's start. Let's get some X's. Let's get. Oh no, you guys lost me. Hold on. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Hey, there we go. All right, sorry. We hear you. Oh, no. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it said headset not connected for a second, so I guess. Oh well. All right. So let's get where. So if I'm gonna talk to this one, see that's weird. What's strange is like, and I haven't figured out how to do it yet. Actually, here's the question. Let me do this instead. Am I center in cam 3? Let me get it right there. Am I center in cam 3? I'm gonna check my chat. Center, yes. Okay. So I need to center myself via the lens, not on the screen. Because on my screen, for some reason, this camera 3 and actually camera 1 are cut off on the left side. But I think it's a resolution problem on the actual security system, not YouTube side. Excuse me. That's the unfortunate part about it. Every time I burp and sneeze, you guys are going to get it like right in your ear holes. Yeah, I should probably use duct tape for this, but whatever. So one thing I do want to definitely do is I want to eventually get to the point where I have other people here, either helping me or hanging out, whatever it is. I'm obviously I'm huge on interaction. Like that's the whole purpose of this exercise is interaction. Being the fact that I have to come over here and look at chat. I could probably set up a TV somewhere where I could see chat like really big, but that's a lot more work than just having somebody go, yeah, Coin says, haha, not obviously the whole time. Let's go probably here, roughly. Yeah, it looks about right. But I've had a lot of inspiration lately of what I wanted to do now that I kind of have the ability to not really start fresh, but start over with my goals for the channel, which is kind of annoying to think about changing, what I originally intended this channel to be. But I've met a shitload of people doing this, and a lot of them I'm really, really, really good friends with, even still to this day. People that I've only met over the internet, people I've met because of the internet, obviously because of YouTube, people I've met just because I ride motorcycles. So I want this and this space to be that I want that to be exponentially increased the longer I do this. I really, really enjoy interactions with people. So lately, over the last couple of years, I guess not lately, again, go back in time, I've been watching a lot of Joe Rogan's podcasts, the Joe Rogan Experience on YouTube, and then also listening to the actual podcast itself. I've also been watching a lot of Bees for Build, and VinWiki. And between those three, they've kind of kept me in the loop of just continuously watching YouTube stuff. And I'm trying to I really enjoy that content. I really enjoyed VinWiki stories and how it's a very candid approach. I enjoy Joe Rogan's long form style of discussion and speaking about whatever fucking topics they want to. And then the BS for Build stuff obviously comes into play of me doing car stuff like in the garage and building my own shit again. I don't have a space to do that like I did previously at Bedlam. It was all shop tools and shop equipment that couldn't leave that place, so I had to do all of my projects there. And a lot of the times I didn't have a way to do this. If I was doing something, I had to wear a camera or set it up on a tripod. And yet again, like I said, I don't want to keep having to do that because I'm lazy and I don't want to edit. So all right, Coin, no, don't tell me that. You're gonna why did you don't ruin me. You're gonna don't I hate you. Why did you say that? All right. I knew that you knew that. I knew somebody on the channel knew that I was an Aragon fan, so you're gonna make me read again. Fuck. Alright, so let me get the last one. So I guess it's probably gonna be about right here. Right, so it's kind of weird while I stick my finger through my hole and look at you. It was a Fisher Hunter. So this was already here. There were some other shelves. I took them off and put them down low because I didn't want to use them because they were like closet shelves, like wire closet shelf stuff, and that was kind of meh. You guys can oh, I guess you guys can't see. Oh yeah, you can see it right there. There you go. Cam4 right here. Where are my fingers? It's all under there. It's actually really kind of see like almost every corner of the garage. I guess if all that shit wasn't over there in Cam4's corner, you could probably see every corner. That's kind of neat. Except for, I guess you can't really see the garage or the English words, things. The door and the fridge. See, right there, it just told me headset's not connected. Can you guys hear me? Okay, alright, well I'm just going to ignore when they say headset not connected. Excuse me. The cool thing is about these cameras, and I don't have a good prime example. I don't know if I can't separate them. I can't separate the base of them because the wire goes behind them. But essentially, I can actually pivot and move this and change it however I want. It's pretty much like a basic security camera. It's got a pivot and a roll and all that stuff, so I can actually change the look of it. These actually also have night vision. I currently have them tricked to stay on it's an auto sensing setup, so that's why the light boxes are set up. But I essentially have to shine the flashlight at it to get it to turn them off, and then they'll stay off if these are on. But ironically enough, if I turn those off, they'll actually switch into night vision mode, which is kind of funny and really annoying. But it's a really good source for a security camera system because, wait for it, there we go. It'll actually go straight night vision. So now, for the sake of, for whatever reason I decided I didn't want light, you guys can still see what's going on in here for the sake that is all night vision stuff. So that light is all just NV light that's being projected, and then I can trick it and turn it back on. Ta-da! Magic. Let's go back. I think that one's already turned. That one went back. All right, cool. um, so yeah, I think my next step for the garage is probably going to end up being some form of I need air tools. I need a tank or a compressor really and a tank. Those usually come together. So I can get air for tires, Dremel bits, air hammer bits. I I'm kind of torn. A lot of the work that I want to do in the future is probably going to end up being aluminum or carbon fiber. So if it's going to be aluminum based, then I probably will need to get a TIG welder or find somebody who has a TIG welder that will let me borrow theirs, and not just take it, but to borrow time. The flip side to that is if I bought my own, it would cost a shitload, but I'm yet again already running out of space as it is. I really like my couch. I don't want to get rid of my couch. So alongside a TIG welder, another really useful tool for working with aluminum, especially aluminum sheet metal, is a brake or what's some finger brake, press brake. There's a bunch of different ways to term it, but essentially what it is a flat edge. You guys remember in middle school or kindergarten, whatever it is, your teacher had the like saw blade, crazy ass construction paper cutter. It's essentially kind of the same thing, but instead of it being a pivot, it's a straight up and down. There's an air shear that does that, but I don't want it to cut. I actually want it to bend. So it's a straight vertical up and down clamp onto the material, and then you have a flat panel underneath it that you can then pivot to bend whatever's overhanging. So you can actually get straight bends. The fingers will actually allow you to bend smaller and or larger sheets into whatever size you want to do. We had a 40-inch, I think it was, or 38-inch. Actually, it might have been larger than that. It might have been like a 5-foot brake, which was super heavy weighted, so it made it really easy to bend sheet. We had a smaller finger brake one for like smaller airbox pieces, and then we actually had an air shear that I think could do, I want to say it could do something like either 16th inch stainless or 1/8 inch stainless sheet. And aluminum is obviously a lot softer than stainless steel. But obviously those tools are what I'm used to, and I want those in here because it makes sheet metal stuff way easier to do. But I'm limited to space and obviously money, because money rules the world. So the hack to that is a bandsaw to replace the shear, which I have one in place. I've got I think it's a Ryobi. I gotta look at what it is. Yeah, Ryobi. It's got a wood blade on it right now, but I've got to get an aluminum blade for it just so I know that I can start cutting. But technically, if it's a wood bit or a wood blade, you can usually use it on aluminum. If it's a fine tooth coarse, you don't really want to because it'll just chew it up. So that's one way around not having a shear. A brake, unfortunately, is going to be a doozy. The ghetto way to do it is essentially have a angle iron edge set up on like our workbench table with, I think ours was the original one that we had, was, I want to say it was 16th inch or 1/8 inch angle iron, the thickness of the steel, and then that same size or that same depth sheet beside it on the top, up to about 1 foot. And then you could actually clamp your sheet on top of it using 2 clamps on either side and using a hammer along the seam and then bending it with a piece of wood. That's the really ghetto way to do it, and I don't want to do it that way. I'll probably end up getting a small finger brake, something that's like 2 foot or 3 foot. But they make stuff like that you can put like on a bench or something like that. And then I've also picked up a set of body hammers, which is what we used for doing a lot of our aluminum complex curve work. If we weren't directly hammering it into a mold, which is what we were using to build seat pans, we would use these to kind of get light taps and something on a hammer that's not going to mar the surface, because it's been used to like drive nails or something like that. Those have it. Those are all strictly for body. Um, the What else? What other tools are there? I want a bead, not a bead roller. The bead rollers are cool, but my simple brain couldn't handle those. Um, an English wheel. English wheel's I wouldn't say super archaic way, but it's the classic way to do sheet metal complex curves. It's literally a pair of rolling dies. You've got usually a larger one on top and a smaller one on bottom. Smaller one on bottom is usually replaceable for different curvatures based on what you wanted. I forget what they're called. Maybe it's like a crown, a different crown, I think is what it was. But effectively, the one that we had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was just a horrible freight one. And I think it came with 5 or 6 different dies, and it had an adjustable, pressure to it where you could put it in, you could tighten it up a little bit further so it would roll, roll your aluminum out. But effectively, what that lets you do is you can start a curve, bend it with your body or something like that, and then you can put it in the English wheel and just roll it back and forth and work the aluminum. And when you work it with those dies, based on how much of a crown the die has, it'll pull or stretch the aluminum as it rolls through back and forth. And it's one of those things you just literally sit there and just work and 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 work. And it's really cool. It's a fun technique to learn. I was super blessed to have somebody show me. Travis, if you're watching this, thank you. But it's kind of one of those things that now I have to buy my own. They're not cheap. I think last time I looked at it was like 600-ish, 700-ish for one that was a good throat size. But yet again, room. Room is a huge deal for those. You need, like, I think ours was like a 3-foot throat or something. I think it was about 3 feet, 2.5 feet. Which meant that the object that you were rolling, we had ours set so that you rolled to the outside. So say the arm was this direction for the actual clamp surface, we rolled this way. We didn't roll into the throat. You can, if you choose to, turn your rollers that way, but we had it rolled outwards so that we could roll slightly larger sheets. But I don't have that much room in here, and I didn't really want to bolt anything to the floor because I want to be able to pull a car in and out and not have to worry about, only being able to fitting in one way. Because eventually I will probably have the whole car pulled in here at one point on little dollies for the wheels. And if that's going to be the case, then I don't want to have to roll over studs or anything weird or puncture a tire. But I want to do that really bad, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Cody, yes, I've actually seen the YouTube style ones where it's essentially like a hinge system welded or bolted to uh, angle iron, but yet again, I have a welder, but it's one of those tiny baby dick welders that's like a little MIG welder, and I did TIG, so I've got to teach myself how to MIG. Not to mention, this doesn't have gas for it, so it's a gasless MIG, which for some reason in my head I don't think works, but I think it does. I don't know. I haven't even tried. I'm actually kind of terrified because I'm legitimately, like, some people are afraid of spiders. I'm afraid of being electrocuted. It sounds really dumb, but it was like it took me a long time to get over the fact that if I didn't ground the object properly when I TIG welded, that it would go through the gun into my hand, and I would be like, ah, like I have no, I don't even. All right, I'm done. Not talking about that anymore. Um. Hey, take it easy, Fresh. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I hope the setup is working. Like I said, well, this is the test setup, and I'm gonna go back and watch it so I can kind of get my own kind of tips and ideas. I'm trying to think of what else I can show you guys in here. Unfortunately, the cameras are pretty much locked onto the walls, so I don't know if I can pull them down. I know I can tilt them and move them, but I guess there's not really anything going on at the moment. How does the audio quality? Does it still sound the same? Is it anything changed? Does it work? I mean, are you guys just dealing with it because this is cool, or? Still waiting on chat to catch up. I should probably. Audio is definitely better after you adjust the setting. Okay. I'll probably set it up for uh, ultra low latency. That way it's kind of a more direct. It says near instantaneous response, but it's YouTube, and I don't believe them. Because YouTube's a bunch of liars. Liars, YouTube. I know you're watching this. Because you guys are always watching everything. Fucking Google. Google overlords are always watching. Always watching. Excuse me. There's one thing I can do. I need to put my RC car charger back in. And I need to put that one tool back up. That fell out. Where did it go? There it is. So I bought this thing, I don't know how long ago. Like I bought it on a whim. I don't even remember who I bought it from. I don't even remember how I came to even know that this was the thing. Papa Breaker. We moved right before we had Emma. Pulled that out of the box, dusted it off, pulled the LiPo battery out, plugged it in, put batteries in the remote, turned it on, and drove it for like 10 or 15 minutes, which was almost damn near the battery length or the battery time of this particular LiPo when I bought these and was running them then, and it kept that whole time somehow. I don't know. I legitimately am surprised that battery lasted as long as it is, because I think these things are like $70 each. So I've been playing with that thing, just kind of getting back into just doing dumb piddly shit. Like I have all of my things now. None of them are in storage. Everything is in my house. I have a house, which is insane to think about. But like I've got the RC drift car. I've got an older chassis that's beside it. Actually above the camera, there's a like a buggy style one that I have that has a broken front control arm I gotta fix. I've got another, it's like I don't remember what they call them, but it's essentially a trick helicopter, like electric helicopter. It's small. I don't want to get it down because it's like stuck up there. But I've got a spare frame for that. I've got the remotes for those. I've got a bunch of spare props and parts and all that shit. So every once in a while I'll probably tinker with these. I've got a couple buddies in mind that I used to do RC stuff with. I may see if I can go hang out and do dumb RC shit with. But there's a couple of hobby stores that are around Atlanta, which I'm closer to now, that I will probably try and frequent. And this being not a very important project at this moment, I actually did some shopping the other day, kind of seeing what was available, and I found an E36 BMW wagon body. But it's made in Estonia. and I can't remember the wait time that they said it would take to build it. So I may get that, even though it's not an E46 like what I have. It's kind of close. It looks about the same, but I thought that'd be a really cool body to get and as a drift RC car compared to what I normally drive now. So we'll see if that happens in the future. Coin SpaceX. I haven't been actively following it, like keeping up with it, but somebody who follows me or the people that I follow keeps up with it enough to where I see it in my Instagram feed, in the search function, just scrolling through. Pretty crazy shit. I have to say the most update that I've gotten was watching Elon Musk and Joe Rogan's podcast. That was pretty eye-opening. That dude, he's on a totally different planet. I'm still unsure if he's like gonna kill us all or if he really is a knight in shining armor. I don't know. He's super weird. You could tell in that conversation that he was bringing things down in complexity, making things more simple for Joe to kind of understand and comprehend. Even though Joe's an incredibly intelligent guy, it was just really interesting to see somebody try and discuss that subject they knew a shitload about, but still make it enjoyable for other people to listen to. So that was a really good conversation to hear. If you guys haven't seen that, Joe Rogan Experience on YouTube, just type in Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, it'll come up. There's a shitload of controversy about Elon Musk smoking weed on that episode. So, but yeah, SpaceX is intense. I'm not a space nerd, but I like space stuff. I like sci-fi. I like playing. I've probably got 14 or 1500 hours in a game called Space Engineers on PC, which is this dumb voxel-based PC game of space physics and almost kind of Minecraft realistic graphics. It's on Steam if you guys want to check it out. It's a fun game, but there's definitely some crazy ass physics problems in there that are like clang, if you guys get the joke. So outside of that, I don't really do much else. Like I don't follow anything religiously. It's just kind of like I pick up on stuff here and there. But I think it's awesome. I think he's definitely, if not the pioneer, he's definitely somebody who's paving the way for other people to come after him, because he's, like I said, dude's brilliant. I don't understand it. I have seen the Falcon Heavy rockets land side by side. That's really neat. The fact that you can orchestrate landing timing that well, on top of having a payload of fuel, you know what I mean? Like, obviously it's all calculated and engineered and everything. It's all math and physics and science and shit that I don't understand. But it is kind of crazy that you're landing a rocket next to another rocket at the same time. Like, space, NASA, for literally this whole time has just been going, fuck it, put it in the ocean, we'll pick it up later, whatever. And his whole approach is like, nah, dude, send it straight up and then let it fall back down and then stop it and then land it. Like, reusable shit? That's crazy. That's some future shit, man. It's bananas. Sorry. I'm just really thirsty. I don't really know if there's anything else I can catch you guys up on. I don't have a project I'm actively working on at the moment because I don't have, I have materials for this or the wagon. RC car stuff, I don't have anything to really toy with yet. This was kind of like my latest project to work on. I guess, ask questions, give me feedback. I really don't have anything else. This is just hopefully the next step in what I'm going to do for this point forward. I definitely will still make regular videos of like, oh, I captured something out in the wild and I'm going to share it with you guys. But I like this form better. I like it being an instant, give and take thing. I like interaction. Interaction is awesome. I think it's a more enjoyable form for both me as a content creator and you guys as content consumers. Excuse me. Um, if you don't like live stream stuff, too bad. I've been riding my bicycle more now, which is fun. My knees can't handle it nearly as much as they used to, but I can still do some fun stuff. Squeak bunch. Oh god. We'll put this back because I'm gonna end up running into something and hurting myself. I thought about taking you guys out to the park, but there's this weird like social thing where like almost nobody records anything candidly at parks anymore. It's mostly like you got to film like an edit or a trick or a run or something like that. And I kind of want candid stuff, like obviously like this. Like I want live, not live, but I want real interaction stuff, not just like you shoot one thing and then you go on to the next one and shoot that thing and then go on to the next one. I like the conversations. We have some fucking ridiculous conversations that happen. Cody, that's actually a good topic, good question. There's two ways to do that. The first one is there are systems that are built for tripods that you mount your camera to, and then you hold an RFID sensor, or I don't know how they do their connection, but you hold some sort of a chip or something like that in your pocket, like a keychain, and as you move, the camera moves and follows you. They have more complex versions that'll actually zoom in and zoom out for keeping you in frame versus the whole frame setup. I've actually thought about that. I've considered it. What is actually probably going to end up being easier is just getting a 360 camera. But yet again, money, setup time, playing with it, that's not super high on my list. It's kind of the reason I set this up as it is because I had this sitting in storage and I knew I wasn't going to use it for outside of the house because we have our own security stuff for that now. I wasn't going to use this system because what we have now is more updated. There's also another security system, or security solution, I guess, called Wyze, W-Y-Z-E. They're indoor camera systems that are designed that you can log into them and you can view the camera and pan it. I think you can pan it like 360 or 270 degrees, something crazy. And it also has a 90-degree tilt feature of the lens, so you can do both of them at the same time. The problem with that is if I was going to run a system like that, I would have to distribute the login, which is a direct login into my network, and I'm not about that. So if I were to ever do that video as a solution where you guys can follow me as I walk around, it would probably end up being the tripod system with one of these cameras. In the future, if I wanted to get super nuts, I could get this is just a 4-channel system. They make an 8-channel, a 16-channel. I think they make up to a 32-channel system for the Samsungs. So if I wanted to get just balls out nuts, I could upgrade the whole system and do multiple cameras on multiple, fucking tilty thingy crazy things. But then you're talking about a shitload of money for me doing dumb shit. And clearly this does not make enough money for me to do that. So this is kind of what we're stuck with. But I like it. I enjoy it. I think it's really cool that I can kind of like talk here and then I can come over here and I can stand on the X like I think it'll be a lot more interesting when I'm not just standing in front of the camera and talking. It'll be, if I'm working on something on the actual full-size table or working on the workbench, it'll be a lot more interesting because it'll be kind of more in-depth, more personal. So hopefully soon I'll actually have a real project that I can get a real project for us to actually enjoy together. So. Coin PTZ system. Yes, that is what it is called. I could not think of the term. Cody, close-ups for the cars. Yet again, it's another issue of someone has to man it. So this system that I have now, I can assign logins for users. So if anybody was going to do that, it would end up being some sort of an admin that would help me with the stream. Yet again, being that I'm a very I don't. There's not really a good way to explain it. I don't like to demand things from other people for something I'm doing as a hobby. So if somebody wanted to help out, they could, but I'm not gonna like demand somebody do it or tell somebody this is the schedule you have to be on. This is when I'm gonna stream. Like I don't want anything. The whole point of this is so that when I have time to do something, I can. It's not just a sit down for 12 hours and film and then edit and then upload. Like this is just like I have an hour or two in the evening. I can come in, turn things on, and do it. So it would be pretty difficult to have somebody manage that. But in the future, if that's going to happen, that would probably be the way it would happen. Because I'd given them a login for the system, and then they can actually, select which camera I'm standing in front of, and then it would essentially just be like what you would see with like live TV with multiple cameras. They would just, instead of you guys seeing all four, they would bring up the full screen one, which would be a nice feature, but yet again, like I said, I'm not going to demand somebody do that for me, and it would be annoying for me to have to do that. So, Coin, the problem with doing that kind of a headset is wireless. For one, it would be streaming, so whatever system I'm using has to be able to connect to it, and that camera has to be able to send that data fast enough. Wireless is great for that, but not for high def, and I really want this to be 720 or higher. Obviously, these are at 720, and it's just on the edge of being acceptable, so I would need a wireless solution that would work that way, because I don't want to be dragging a tether around with me. I could do a headset cam like you're saying, but yet again, I think it's going to be more hassle, and then in the long run, it's going to be more money for me to do this. I mean, this is already set up. This didn't cost me anything. I'd already purchased this. So for now, this is pretty much what it'll be. In the future, it's possible that I may, go that approach. It just really kind of depends. What else? Don't really think I have anything else to share today. Yeah, I think that's about it. I think it covers. I think I've got a good bit of information from you guys. Thank you very much. And then I've also got the ability to go back and watch this, because this will go straight to YouTube, and I can take a peek at it and kind of get a good idea of what it looks like from y'all's end, because obviously I haven't been able to see it. I can see the perfect, live feed from the actual, straight from the DVR, so we'll see how everything goes. But yeah, it is definitely, I have been here for a while. So, thanks yet again, like I said, for you guys giving me feedback. Hopefully next time I do this, I'll actually have a project and work on something interesting instead of just being like, like my bumper here I need to put back on. But I kind of don't want to put it on for the sake of, I feel like if I put the bumper back on, I won't keep going with the wing at the moment, because the wing cost is going to be about $1,000 in parts and some favors from friends, so we'll see. I'll probably have to do some maintenance stuff, just general maintenance on the BMW here soon, so I may end up doing that. One thing. This week, I will actually be going out to my mom's. She has an old Expedition, a 2003 Expedition, that I picked up the fuel pump for today. If I can drop that in this next week, that will probably be in here at some point for me doing service stuff on, because the thing hasn't run in over a year. So if I can get it here without it exploding, that'll probably end up being a part of the channel too, because I need a tow pig for the piece of shit other BMWs that I have in the backyard. But other than that, welcome to the garage. Hopefully in the future, if things are awesome, we bought the house with I think it's just at a full acre of land. So, judging by looking at the easements and how the house sits on the property, it's possible, super, super small, that I can build a shop in the back side of the lot. But it is a super, super, super slim chance. And that's way far off because buildings are really expensive, mainly concrete. But if somehow I strike it lucky and win the lottery or get a shitload of money somehow, that will be the next step for this iteration. I want to have, a higher quality setup and a larger spot, obviously for more tools and doing more crazy ass shit. So this is the beginning of that goal, and it's actually kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can see it on any of the screens. Can you see? No, I don't think you can. I have a dry erase board right here. Oh wait, there you go. Yeah, you can see it on Cam 2. I got a dry erase board here from back when I used to live with Jeff that actually has my original goals on it when I was in college, which I graduated in college in 2013. No, yeah, 2013. So it was graduate, job, propose, settle, and then I marked. I think house was underneath settle. I marked it out and put baby because we had Emma, and then it was pay off Melissa's bike, pay off my bike, and then we had build a house, which I crossed that out and put buy. We checked that off. And then now there's Melissa getting a Jeep, and then 2 R3s. It seems to be the last one, and that's kind of all purchase things. Just dumb things like you write it down and like, oh, you write it down and then it'll come true. Like, so far, we'll see. I'll have to add some stuff to that list. But it's kind of cool that I still have that. I can't believe it survived. But anyways, I'm getting off here. I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye. It is time for you to go night to night. Oh, that was almost the wrong one. Wait, no, that's the right one. Goodbye. It was very nice to talk to yous. Let me get me a drink. Oh. And